Back on? Okay. Now that I have the wheel turned, I can now take my caliper that I had taken off. Now, two things I had to do. When I took the wheel out the first time, I took my channel locks, put one against the pad, one side against the pad, the other side against the caliper, and squeeze softly to retract the pad away from the rotor on both sides so that it's easy to come off. That way you don't fight to get it back on. Okay, so this basically just fits right over the rotor, and that's also the same process you would do if you're changing your brakes. You put your top bolt in, or your bottom, whichever you prefer. You put this in to support the rotor so that you're not in a line, and basically and then do the top one. You got those back on. Now we're going to tighten the nuts down. Most important, anytime you're dealing with your brakes, the first thing you do before you get in the vehicle and start to drive, pump your brakes. What I mean by that is, sit in the vehicle, put your foot on the brake, push down on it, let it go, push down on it, let it go, push down on it until it feels nice and tight. Because the last thing you want to do is work on your brakes, step on the brake, get out of the car, find out you have no stopping power. That would be a bad situation, even in a driveway, because you don't know if a kid or something might be there. So basically, always remember safety first. Now, most people say that you should have a jack stand. What I've done on mine is I'm still using the jack, but I'm also have removed the handle from the jack so it cannot be turned accidentally and lower the car down. And what I'm doing right now is I'm tightening the nuts up for the caliper so I can get those back in place. Once I do this, I can put my wheel back on, pump the brakes, and I should have a nice, quiet riding car. No more wheel bearing noise. By rule of thumb, as you put your hand here, grab hold, put one hand against the knee, and pull up, you should make that nice and tight. You're putting about 25, 35 pounds of pressure on the nut to make sure that it doesn't come out. Now, I do have what's called a torque wrench that does the same thing, which is this tool here. What you do is you set your gauge by how many pounds you want. Okay. And you say, okay, I want 30 pounds. So you set that for 30 pounds. Once you do that, you put your nut on, and when you pull up on it, it will click to let you know that I got my 30 pounds of pressure. Okay. If you work with cars long enough, you can just about judge what 30 pounds of pressure is, even when you got one sitting on your chest. Haha, I made it funny. There's between 30 pounds of pressure and 2,000 pounds of pressure. Let me tell you. Never had the opportunity. Don't want it.
You broke it.
No, it's just metal, can't break. Okay, so now I'm going to straighten the wheel out and put the wheel back on, like it down, we'll let this sucker down, and hold on a second. Turn the wheel back the other way. And now I have not stepped on the brakes yet, so I still have to do that before I do that. But like I said, we got a still nice, quiet spinning wheel, and I mean that's going to be quiet as a sleeping baby, unless the baby snores like I do. Yeah. All right, now go ahead and put the wheel back on. What I try to do on certain vehicles, because this one doesn't have the bolts adhered to the rotor, I'll take my center hole, I'll set it straight up. Yeah, that gives me that I know that I'm going to be perpendicular to the ground. I'll take my wheel and I'll set it in front with the center hole, just so that I know when I lift it up and put it on, that my hole should be right there. And that's not on there. Perfect. You tie one in, the rest will follow. Now, I like using a star tool because one, it gives me the opportunity that I can actually put this on and I can spin it instead of messing with it. And lock the wheels down a lot faster than me sitting there with a wrench going around and around or a lug wrench. And what's good about this one, you have 4 sides, so you're using on both vehicles, but it also collapses down. Now, what I need to do now at this point is I need to lower the vehicle down to make sure that all my nuts are tight, that they're not going to come loose on me. And again, I'll show you another rule of thumb on that one. Okay, let's let this vehicle down. And I tried to get my son to do this yesterday. He told me to let the car down slowly. He let it, it just dropped. You slowly turn your handle, you're letting the pressure off the hydraulic system, and this is to slowly come down. Why aren't you coming down? There you go. Okay? And before you fully down, you leave it there, and you tighten the wheels the rest of the way. Now, the best way to do that, if you're 100 pounds or less, you'll hold on one side and have someone put their foot on that side and push down. Okay? If you're heavy like me and weigh at least 200 plus 10 pounds, you stand up, you grab it this way, and you push down as you pull. That will give you the maximum amount of torque that you need on your wheels. Grab and twist. And if you still feel that's not enough, you can still have that skinny person step on it for you. Okay? And we are
you
now.
missed one. Last one.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
Did that one first. Now, that's all done. I need to remove the jack. And we have successfully put a wheel bearing on, and we are now complete with this project. Thank you for visiting. Have a great day.